So today we are starting Unit 5, Ecology. Right? This is going to be the study of how our Earth and all the organisms in our Earth kind of interact with each other in our natural setting. So ecology is the scientific study of the interactions between organisms and their environment. Now, their environment, it can include other living things, other organisms, or it can include how things like weather, water, soil, things like that affect the living things. So an environment contains both living and non-living things. Okay, biotic factors are the living things. Now, living things can be found everywhere. In the air around us. Right now, as I'm breathing in bacteria. It's just all around us. That's a living thing. On land, of course, and of course in the water. All right? All living organisms that are found in the environment are called biotic factors. The prefix bio means life. So biotic factors are living things in the environment. So some examples, some protists, of course frogs, plants, things like that. Those are all living, so they are biotic. Abiotic factors, the prefix a means without, so abio, without life. So ecology also includes that study of features of the environment that are not living. Y'all, non-living things have an effect on us. So this is a study of how those non-living things affect living things. One of the things that we need to stay alive, food. Well, most food is from living things. But the other things that we have to stay alive are air, you have to breathe, and oxygen, well that's oxygen, sorry, and water, all right? Water and air, those things are non-living. So without air and water, we don't live. Without sunshine, there's no plants. And sunshine is non-living. Right? So how they affect these living things. All non-living parts of the environment are called abiotic factors. Right? So when we're looking at how abiotic and biotic factors interact to help living things stay alive and function, all right? We're going to be talking about several different levels. Now, one of the other things I want to briefly introduce doesn't really fit anywhere perfectly within this unit as far as a perfect time to talk about it. So I go ahead and start talking about it right here at the beginning, and that is exotic species. Now, most people hear exotic and they think, ooh, great. No, exotic species are actually not very good within an environment. So this is any organism that is not native to a particular area. Okay, doesn't sound bad so far, but these cause problems because they have no natural checks in place against them, and so they don't have competition and they don't have predators. Now here's the problem. In our natural world, in an environment that has actually evolved all together, that's the plants and the animals in the environment, they all kind of grow up together over hundreds or thousands or sometimes even millions of years. They have this system of checks and balances. Okay, there's just enough plant life to feed all the herbivores that are wanting to eat it. And there's just enough animal life for the predators to actually have enough food and stay alive. And there are enough predators so that you don't get too many herbivores that then eat too many plants and kill off the entire environment. So everything stays nice and level and in a balance. Well, these things don't have anything to check them. They don't have anything to keep them balanced because there's no competition. Okay? There's often nothing that eats them, and so they go unchecked. And that allows them to completely take over ecosystems, or in some cases, cause devastating damage. Kudzu is a great example. Humans brought kudzu to the American South to try to stop soil erosion. So they had this great idea, best intentions of possible, because our soil was washing away, kudzu would stop that. Well, we brought kudzu in. Kudzu is exotic. Nothing eats it much. It's hard to kill. It grows a foot every day. And so it's just taking over and destroying ecosystems. You've seen it. If something sits still in the South, kudzu will grow over it. That's a great example of how it can cause devastating damage and take over. All right. Other names for exotic species, so sometimes you'll see these words used: introduced, non-native, or invasive. We'll talk about exotic species here and there throughout the unit, so that's why I go ahead and put it right here at the beginning.